Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would share a story with you guys. It's ridiculous, but it is real. It's one of the crazier stories I have. I have a lot of them. But this was probably about 10 years ago at this point. And my friend and I, uh, we we had a couple soda pops. We decided that we were going to go down to the water. This is like middle of winter, so it's freezing. We decided that we were going to go down to the water and just go swimming for whatever reason. And so we go down to the bay and we get to the water and we're like, well, we don't want to get our clothes wet. So we both just strip down to our boxers and we go to jump in and we're just about to jump in the water and we look over and we're like, oh, are those paddle boats? Those are cool. So we thought about it for a second, not long enough to think, well, this is probably a really bad idea. But we walked over and just grabbed one of the paddle boats. Again, this was 10 years ago, so I'm good now. We borrowed it, illegally borrowed it. And it's one of those, it's like you sit in it, there's two seats, and you just paddle with your feet. You just paddle it. And so we both we both get in and I don't think we put all of our clothes back on. I think I might have put my shirt on. I had no pants on. Those soda pops gave us courage. And so we're like, oh, well, let's just take this around the bay, just do a little lap. And it's probably like midnight at this point, maybe a little later. And so we're just kind of we're going out and then we just kept going and going and going. And there is about four-ish miles. I was trying to find the exact, but it's about 4 or 5 miles somewhere in there, off the shore or from the shore. There's an island. It is a private island, and I'll probably just leave the name out of it. But we're going to the. We decide we. I had been there before, because we knew someone that had a house out, like a summer house out there. And I mean, you can't go to this island unless you have a house out there. They will stand, a ferry comes once a day, and the the main caretaker will wait there. And if she doesn't recognize you or recognize the person that you're meeting with, she'll tell you to leave. And so I mean, it's an exclusive private island with a golf course. It's really cool. It's a great island. But we we just keep going and going, and now we're about a mile out. We're like, you know what? Wouldn't it just be funny if we just kept going and went to the island? Well, yeah, why not? So we're going, and we're looking off into the distance, not too far off, and the water's pretty choppy. Our path clear, nothing in front of us. And we're like, well, that's kind of weird. I got whatever. Let's just keep going. We keep going. And then we look to our left at one point. We're getting closer to the island. And we look to our left, and there is a pod of orcas. I mean, probably 50, maybe 100 feet away. Not super far away. And they'll come up and mess with boats all the time. They just kind of, we just saw them swimming there. And then they just kind of veered off in the other direction, didn't come mess with us or anything, which was crazy enough. And so we make it all the way to this island. I don't know what we thought we were going to do when we got there, because now we're just on an island. We're both freezing. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we have nothing with us. I have my phone and my clothes. That's it. And my phone's about to die. It's on like 5%, which I'm notorious with doing that anyways. I've always have been. And so now we're just kind of stuck on an island. And we were like, well, we could go back, but now we're tired. We've been paddling this whole time. I'm like, well, I mean, we're here. Let's do something. And so we go and we're like, well, maybe we could start a fire. But I think we did have a lighter, but it got wet. Now the lighter won't go. and it's the middle of winter, so any wood around there is wet anyways. There's no way we're starting a fire. And so we're like, well, maybe if we just walk around, we'll just find a gas can, which obviously didn't really work. We actually did find a gas can, but it had like no gas in it, and so we just left it, and we just started walking around this island in the middle of the night. There's maybe like 12 people that stay there year long. So if they just saw two random like kids running around the island, it would have been a problem. But there was nobody anywhere. So we're like, we're just walking around. And then at a certain point, we went, you know what? This is a problem. We have, we've been walking around this island. It's not very big, but in the middle of the night, there's no street lights. I mean, there's barely any roads up there. So there's no lights. The only lights are on the houses. And so it's easy to just get turned around, not figure out where you are. We cannot get back to the paddle boat. We're looking, and we're like, we're never gonna figure this out. We just can't. We're like, we're going back and forth, and then we're walking, we're doing loops and coming back to where we were just at. So we went, well, we could maybe go find my friend's family's house they have out there. And we're like, well, what are we gonna do? We're not gonna break into their house. What are we gonna do? And we're like, well, maybe we'll just sleep under their porch or something. But then what do we do in the morning? We're just kind of screwed right now. And we found out later that his family was there at the house at the time. So we would have probably scared them a lot. And they didn't know us that well. They just let us come out there one summer. So it was probably a good thing we didn't even go near the house. Well, we couldn't find it. We did kind of look, couldn't find it, kept getting turned around. We're just walking back and forth. So we've been on the island for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half at this point. We went, well, I don't know what to do. My phone's now at like 2%. He didn't have a phone. I went, well, let's go down. I know that if we go down to the marina there on this island, that most people, because there's no one on this island really, so everyone leaves their car doors unlocked. So I was like, let's go just sit in a car. It's a little warmer. It's so cold out here. We're both just freezing. So like, let's go sit in someone's car for a while and kind of figure it out. And so first car we walk up to, doors are unlocked. We sit in the car for a second. And I was like, dude, we might as well just call the cops on ourselves. I don't know. And so we had this idea that we were gonna call and see if we could figure something out, but we were gonna tell them that we brought our own kayaks and they just got lost at sea because we stopped on this island. And so I pick up my phone and I'm calling them, and they someone answers. Well, obviously someone answers, and so they like transfer us to someone else, and we're talking for a little bit. And they're like, okay, so you're in the middle of the ocean. And we're like, oh, no, we're on an island. We told them what island we're on. And we're like, honestly, we're sitting in someone's car. We just wanted to keep warm. And he said, oh, okay. I don't, they're like, they start asking us about the kayaks and what color they are and all this. And we're like, oh, they're red and blue kayaks. And then as we're looking out into the water, we see a spotlight shining around in the water, and we were like, oh no, we're not in the water. We don't need to be found. We're telling you where we are right now. Like, we're fine. We're on land. And she's like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. What I'm guessing that somehow it just like went to another department. I'm not really sure why they were shining a light looking for us in the ocean. Probably because we were saying that we were out there. But then she was able to get a hold of the fire department that works on that island, and they're there year round. And so about 10 minutes later, an older gentleman in a truck comes down, and He's like, "What the hell is wrong with you boys? What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, we borrowed our dad's kayaks and we were just rolling around in the water. We thought we were having a fun time." And he was like, "Dude, that's dangerous. Like, you guys, you could easily die out there, especially in the middle of the night. It's the middle of winter." And we're like, "Oh, yeah, we probably shouldn't have done that." And then I just remember he looked at us, went, "How many drinks did you guys have?" I'm like, "Oh, a few. It was a couple, definitely." And so they bring us back to the fire department or the fire station, and all the firefighters are in there, and they're like, "What the hell is wrong?" All of them are saying the same thing. Like, "Why would you even do this? Why? Where did this thought come from?" I'm like, "I don't know. We just got in the water with our dad's kayaks and we just ended up here." And so there was a couple that they were both firefighters. And they went, "Well, you guys can just come back and stay at our house for the night, and we'll figure out transportation to get you back to the mainland tomorrow." I'm like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And so they bring us back. They give us warm clothes. They let us take a shower. They had extra beds in their house, so we both have our own like giant bed. It was very nice. They were very nice people. And they in the morning we woke up and they made us breakfast, and they got us a ride with their friend, just so happened to be leaving the next morning. If he wasn't, we would have there's like nobody leaving from this island. So we got super lucky. And all morning they're going, "Well, someone found a paddle boat, but we're not finding kayaks." And we're like, "Oh, I don't know. They got swept away to the sea. We can't find them anywhere." And so they're putting a like APB out to the Coast Guard to find our dad's kayaks, which obviously they're never going to find them. And so we got a ride home in the morning though. And yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it. They let us go, no problems whatsoever. Nothing ever came about that paddle boat. And I'm sorry for taking your paddle boat, borrowing your paddle boat, but it did end up on an island and it might still be there if you want to go get it. But again, 10 years ago, we're all good. But yeah, that's about it. That was just a crazy story I thought I would share. It was a bad idea, turned into a good story, but it could have been completely terrible. All right, well, thanks for watching. Have a good one.